SCP-010-IT Object Class Safe, Euclid Special Containment Procedures. The object is to be stored in a standard containment room 4 meters. Access is restricted to test subjects only, as well as to researchers and guards wearing the appropriate equipment to avoid physical contact, voluntary or accidental. It seems that recalling any image of SCP-010-IT to mind triggers slight psychological damages in test subjects in the long term. Because of this, it has been decided that the access to containment may only be granted to Class D personnel and an authorized cleanup team with the appropriate gear, whose members are to be treated with Class D amnestics at the end of the monthly shift. SCP-010-IT is enclosed in a 6 meter cell with no windows or any other kind of opening capable of providing a visual contact with the object. For safety reasons, the inside of the cell has been equipped with photoelectric cells so as to automatically turn off the lights any and each time an authorized staff member enters the room. Description: SCP-010-IT appears to be a vaguely greenish egg with a height of approximately 45 centimeters, almost double the size of an ordinary ostrich egg. It is placed on a nest with the appearance of a mass of straw, brushwood, and sticks, all in a strange silver-gray color. Despite several executed attempts, SCP-010-IT has been deemed impossible to be separated from the nest. SCP-010-IT's effects manifest only when a human being makes direct skin contact with it. If this happens, the affected subject will experience more and more severe negative effects until the reach of the last stage. A list of the 4 stages experienced by the subjects follows. 1. The first stage begins the moment in which the subject touches SCP-010-IT, be it voluntarily or not. At first, the subject reports no unusual reaction or particular side effect, and if extracted from the room reports nothing unusual. After approximately 3 minutes, however, the subject reports feeling a vague affection in regards to the egg. In 97% of the cases, after another 4 minutes, the subject will invariably want to touch the object a second time. If this is prevented, the subject will lose consciousness and awaken several hours later with no recollection of the previous events, nor of the existence of SCP-010-IT. If the subject is permitted to touch SCP-010-IT again instead, this will cause them to enter the second stage. 2. The subject will show a great deal of excitement while touching the egg a second time, and this time the contact will be much longer. Often, the subject will close his eyes, smiling peacefully as he strokes SCP-010-IT's surface, describing it as incredibly smooth and silky. This is odd, as all visual analysis show that the egg surface appears to be coarse and covered in irregularities. At this stage, separating the subject from SCP-010-IT will prove to be impossible. His hand won't leave the egg surface, as if glued to it, and the subjects will not respond to external stimuli. Only the subject will be able to voluntarily interrupt the contact. This will usually happen after 10 to 15 minutes. At this point in time, the subject will ask more and more frequently to have contact with the egg, day after day and several times a day. The contact made with the egg will become more and more lengthy, up to the point in which the subject will remain for several hours without moving a muscle, hugging the object. During this period, the subject will slowly pass into the third stage. They will otherwise immediately pass to the third stage if no further contact has been authorized after the second one. 3. The subject's thoughts will be incrementally shifted towards the contemplation of the egg. During contacts, the subject will begin caressing and kissing the egg's shell, mumbling sentences about family and care for the children. There have been cases in which the subject data expunged the nest, even though this happens rarely. After about a week, the subject will begin to refuse to drink, eat, or sleep, excreting his own waste directly into their uniform in order to never lose contact with the object. After an additional 3 days, the subject will invariably consider SCP-010-IT as his only reason to live, as well as his one true son. This marks the progression to the 4th stage. 4. The subject will sit upon the egg, with the stated intention of brooding it so that his son can come to life. If at this point the subject is separated from the egg, he will fall in a very severe hysteria and try to kill everyone that tries to separate him from the object. 3 Foundation agents have died in this manner, either choked or bit in vital spots. Since then, it is advised not to let test subjects arrive in the 4th and final stage, as to prevent unnecessary mayhem. This stage takes variable lengths of time, depending on the test subject, as he does not drink or eat during the brooding, which lasts all day long, and the egg does not show any signs of hatching. The subject will eventually die of starvation. Minutes before death, some of the test subjects began to cry hopelessly, desperate about not being able to give birth to a son. Data expunged. Interview with Subject 9, N1-2404-2013. Interviewer: Dr. Scheller. Interviewed: Subject 9. Dr. Scheller: How do you feel? Subject 9: Okay. Normal. I don't really feel anything. Dr. Scheller, are you sure about that? Subject 9? Yes, I'm fine. Dr. Scheller, very well. What did you feel when you touched the egg? Subject 9? Nothing, it was rough. Shell's very hard too. What is it? Some kind of ostrich egg? Dr. Scheller, more or less. Subject 9. Can I touch it again? Dr. Scheller? Why do you ask? Subject 9. I don't know. I'm sorry to leave it there, all alone in the dark. I'd like to touch it again, be with it, warm it up. Dr. Scheller, eggs don't feel lonely. Subject 9. No, that's not true. There is something in there, is there not? And that something is alone. Please, let me touch it. I want to let him see that someone loves him. Dr. Scheller, interesting. To the agents. Bring him back in. Interview with Subject 9, N21. 305-21-3, Interviewer. Dr. Hastings interviewed. Subject 9, Dr. Hastings. Talking with the subject closed in the cell. You're seriously risking to die if you don't eat. Subject 9, you don't understand. I can't leave him alone. If I don't touch him, he'll die, I know it. Dr. Hastings, let us at least feed you. Subject 9, yelling. No, nobody else is going to enter in this room. Nobody. Dr. Hastings, calm down. Very well, you won't eat then, but at least come outside to breathe a little fresh air. You can bring the egg with you, if you must. You won't need to let go of it. Subject 9, no, we want to stay here. It's warm here, it's safe here. Nobody can hurt us here. Addendum 01T1, audio excerpt from the video surveillance, N17984, 905-2013, subject 9 screaming and wriggling. No, let me go. Don't you understand? You're killing him like that. Take me back there. Take me back to my son. Agent, Jesus Christ, how the fuck is this guy this strong? Help me out, Rossi. I can't key. Chokes? Data expunged. Dr. Hastings' log about Subject 9 excerpt. Simply, we were not prepared. He was the test subject with the longest exposition time on record, so we were not prepared at all. Of course, we knew that the subject's conditions would only get worse, but we could never have imagined he'd get this bad. Yesterday, the subject choked to death one of the 2 agents with surveillance duty before the other one put a bullet through his head. If we really want to keep testing, we better consider as lost the subjects left in the room after stage 3. We all saw why it's not a good idea to do otherwise. It's useless to hold on to the hope to be able to save them or learn something more useful. Once in stage 4, they are beyond salvation, and we would need to terminate them either way. Best to let them die in there without hurting anyone. I also formally request a change in SCP-010-IT's classification from safe to Euclid, in light of recent events and what we're discovering about it. Fucking egg. Addendum 01T, audio excerpt from the video surveillance, N.1804, 27W-R5 2013 Agent 1, I tell you data expunge. Agent 2, oh come on, quit this bullshit? Agent 1, it's like that I tell you. I've been paying attention to it since the first incident. At first, it was slightly larger than an ostrich egg, and now it takes up data expunged. Agent 2, listen, I understand that seeing a friend die in front of you by the hand of a drooling fatty is not really funny, but try to relax, okay? We're safe here. Remember what Dr. Hastings said? It's dangerous, only if we touch it. Agent 1, I'm not having a nervous breakdown, if that's what you mean. I know perfectly well what I saw. It was smaller at first. Agent 2, then why nobody— wait, is that— hey, that Riddick on the shell wasn't there before. Agent 1, do you see I was right? Do you see now? That thing's cursed. Except from Site Marte's medical logs, 13.5 cents, extraordinary inoculation of Class D amnestics to Agent N Plek and Agent N Sense as per O5 command. Reason, they noticed it. The containment procedures have been updated in order to prevent further incidents similar to this one. Any personnel working in strict contact with SCP-010 has been prohibited from mentioning any information about the additional test series codenamed data expunged and their results. Logs of such experiments, at first included in SCP-010-IT's report, have now been expunged from records.